everyone, my name is Frankie and welcome to a Movie a Day Challenge. Today is day number 294 and it's October 21st, 2018. Today I'll be watching the 1981 horror film, The Funhouse. Now, in each episode of a Movie a Day Challenge, I pick one film that I've never seen before. And then I take that movie's movie poster and place it to the side of me. I do this because I absolutely have no idea of what the film that I'm about to watch is about. And being that I have absolutely no clue about the film or what it's about, I feel like I need to draw some type of conclusion of what I think the film may be about, based solely on the movie poster itself. In saying this, let's go ahead and take a look at the 1981 horror film movie poster to The Funhouse. Now, I'll admit, this is a really cool poster. You have a clown holding a weapon coming out of what looks like a jack-in-the-box. And pretty interesting. You know, it sort of reminds me of the old-fashioned Child's Play. I think it's part 2 one where Chucky is snapping the neck of the jack-in-the-box with scissors. Something like that. Anyway, I'm looking at this and people would be scared of it. You got some kind of freakishly looking jack-in-the-box, I'm going to go clown, basically coming at you, the person looking at it. Said The Funhouse. Now, people go to funhouses all the time at carnivals and just go in to have fun. I'm taking it that somewhere this is going to involve some place in the carnival that takes place in a funhouse, and that person or persons is going to go out and just start killing people. Well, looks like it's going to be cool. I don't expect anything, over the top with production-wise, but I'm going to say it's going to look interesting, and I'm very much looking forward to the 1981 horror film, The Funhouse. Now, after I finish analyzing the movie poster itself, I then let you, the viewer, know that I'm going to go ahead and watch The Funhouse. But before I go and do that, I want to let you, the viewer, know that after I finish watching The Funhouse, I then come back and tell you a little bit about the film. However, I don't go in great detail about the movie. You see, I don't release any major spoilers about the film, nor do I tell you anything about the plot of the film either. Why? Well, because I don't want to ruin your chance of watching a really great film for the first time. And since this is also my first time watching The Funhouse, I wouldn't want anyone to spoil the film for me by telling me any major spoilers about the film or telling me anything about the plot of the film either. I want you to enjoy this film for the first time and be entertained by it. That's the whole purpose for a Movie a Day Challenge. Now, in case you had previously seen the 1981 horror film The Funhouse previously, then please, feel free to substitute The Funhouse for another film for your viewing pleasure. It doesn't even have to be in the genre of horror films. This way you can take part in a Movie a Day Challenge and possibly watch each film along with me as I go along. In saying this, I'm going to go ahead right now and watch the 1981 horror film The Funhouse. And then I'm going to come back and tell you a little bit about the film. I'll be right back. I just finished the 1981 horror film, The Funhouse, and I want to let you, the viewer, know that The Funhouse, in my opinion, is a bad film. I say that because the story itself is just quite dull. It's not very interesting and didn't make me feel happy or scared or, I don't know, any interest of the film itself did not come across my mind. I don't know why, but I felt that this film could have offered a lot more than it actually gave me. And although some parts of this film, or cons of it, such as the acting, which is very overly done acting in this film, which is quite cheesy, but sometimes it gets really annoying. We're talking about screams that could have been not that long, edited down. Didn't even have to happen that much, but they did. And we're talking about acting towards how you feel towards someone you might love. Didn't come across well. It just felt sort of like, eh. And the way they wrote off a character in this movie is laughable. I mean, there's one character that gets written off, and basically it comes across as poor writing in a way. because you really thought there was going to be more for the character in the film, but he just gets taken away. And I'm not talking about dying either. Just when you watch the film, you'll understand. Now, the one thing that I thought was good about the film was the makeup for the main villain of the movie. I'm not going to say who or what it is, but I'm just going to say this. The makeup is really cool. The problem I have with the ending of the film is another con. It went on too long. Usually climaxes tend to be really cool and interesting. This was really cool and interesting. But when a death scene goes on towards the climax of the film itself, it's either short and sweet or a bit long and to the point. This ending towards the film just dragged on and on. It was like, you know when you see one of those comedy sketches and the person dies and that person's like, ugh, and then stops and pretends they're dead, but then all of a sudden that person comes up to them that's looking at them and that person just continues to die, ugh, like that, right? But then it just dragged on. It dragged on, and it became ridiculous to watch this villain just not exist anymore. It got ridiculous. But points of this film go to the ridiculousness of the film itself. It could have been done a lot better. It's directed by Tobe Hooper, who directed both Poltergeist and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it's not his fault. I just think it was the story of the film itself. I really thought that if there was more towards the film, a lot could have been good for the film itself. I shouldn't say good. It could have been great. This film really had a potential of being a great film. But it went from one direction into another. What can I say? Would I recommend the Funhouse to a family member or friend? No, I would not. Would I watch the Funhouse again? No, I would not. I enjoyed it for a movie a day challenge. I got entertained by it, but it wasn't really up to my liking of the film itself to particularly watch it again. But all in all, when you watch this film, you'll have your own point of view about it. Now, if you like today's episode, you see that thumbs up underneath this video? Click it. Give us a like for today's episode. As you're doing that, maybe you've seen the 1981 horror film, The Funhouse, and liked it. Maybe you've seen it and you didn't like it. Maybe you're interested in watching the film, you're hearing my review about it, you're going to go watch the film after my review, then come back and write something about the movie. Well, whichever the three may be, please tell me in the comment box down below. Right down there. And as you're doing that, you see that word subscribe underneath this video? Click it. Subscribe to A Movie A Day Challenge. Now, tomorrow is day number 295 of A Movie A Day Challenge. And I'll be watching the 1981 horror film, The Prowler. My name is Frankie. I will be here tomorrow for day number 295 and the 1981 horror film, The Prowler. I will see you tomorrow.